Good day everyone, my name is Adrian Chidoco and this will be my performance task number 1. And we will answer these 5 math problems today using IPO chart, algorithm, and flowchart. Let us first discuss number 1. A rectangle has a perimeter of 24 inches with a length of 4 inches and a width of square root of x plus 2 inches. Find x. Here, we have the IPO chart. For the input, we have the given, which is length is equal to 4 inches, width is equal to square root of x plus 2 inches, and the perimeter is equal to 24 inches. In order to solve for this problem, we are first to get the formula for the perimeter of the rectangle, which is perimeter is equal to 2 times the quantity of length times width. Then, we have to derive the width from the formula for the perimeter, then substitute the values. Here, we have calculated that our width would be 8 inches. Since x is inside the square root, we are to square our width, which is 8. Then since the radicand is x plus 2, we are to subtract 2. Hence, the value of x would be 62 inches. Here, we have the algorithm. We have to first get the perimeter, length, and the width. Then, we are to derive the width from the formula for the perimeter of the rectangle. Then, we are to apply the derived formula. Then, we are to square the answer from the derived formula. Then, we are to subtract 2 from the answer. And step 6, we are to print the value of x. For the flowchart, we start, then we input the length, width, and the perimeter, then derive the width from the formula of the perimeter, then apply the derived formula, square the answer from the derived formula, subtract 2 from the answer, and print the value of x. Now let's move to number 2. A wrecking ball, when suspended from the grain, models the movement of a pendulum. The relationship between the rate of the speed of the ball, m, the mass of the ball, l, the length of the chain, and f, the force, is represented by r is equal to 2 pi square root of ml over f. Determine f when l is equal to 15, m is equal to 60, and r is equal to 0.7. Express your answer to the nearest 10. Here, we have the IPO chart for number 2. For the input, we have the given formula, the length, which is equal to 15, the mass, which is equal to 60, and the rate of the speed of the ball, which is equal to 0.7. In order to solve this problem, we are to first input the given formula, then substitute the values. Then, we are to simplify the equation by multiplying 60 and 15, which is 900, then getting the square root of 900, which is 30. Next, we are to simplify 2 pi times 30, which is 60 pi. Then, we are to divide both sides by 60 pi in order to transpose 60 pi onto the other side. Then, we are to square both sides in order to get rid of the square root. Afterwards, we are to reciprocate both sides by raising both sides to -1. Then, we simplify, thus getting the answer that the force is equal to 72,511.4. Here is the algorithm for this problem. Step 1. Input the given formula and then substitute the values. Step 2. Simplify the equation. Step 3. Transpose 2 pi times 30. Step 4. Simplify the equation. Step 5. Square both sides. Step 6. Reciprocate both sides. Step 7. Simplify the equation. Step 8. Print the value of the force. And this is the flow chart. Input the formula, then substitute. Next, simplify. Next, transpose 2 pi square root of 2 pi times 30. Next, simplify the equation. Next, square both sides. Next, reciprocate both sides. Next, simplify the equation. Next, print the value of the force. Now, let's move to number 3. Solve the radical equation cube root of 5x plus 1 plus 8 equals 4. Here, we have the IPO chart, and our input would be the cube root of 5x plus 1 plus 8 is equal to 4. In order to solve the problem, we are to first transpose 8, then simplify. Afterwards, we are to cube both sides in order to get rid of the cube root, then we are to transpose 1. Then divide both sides by 5. X would be equal to negative 13. Here, we have the algorithm for number 3. Step 1. Input the cube root of 5x plus 1 plus 8 is equal to negative 64. Transpose 8 to the other side. Cube both sides. Transpose 1 to the other side. Divide both sides by 5 and print the value of x. Input cube root of 5x plus 1 plus 8 is equal to 4. Transpose 8 to the other side. Extract the cubes of both sides and transpose 1 to the other side. Divide both sides by 5 and print the value of x. Now, let's move to the fourth number. Simplify the quantity of 1 over I raised to 2507. Here, we have the IPO chart. And for the input, we have the quantity of 1 over I raised to 2507. In order to solve for this, we are to firstly distribute the exponent 2507, then we are to simplify the equation, getting 1 over I raised to 2507. Then we are to divide the exponent of I by 4 whilst keeping the remainder. Using the remainder, which is 3, we are to find the value of I using the cycle of powers of I. Since we got negative I, we are to rationalize the denominator by multiplying both numerator and denominator by I. Hence, we get the simplified answer, which is I. Now, we have the algorithm for number 4. Step 1. Input the quantity of 1 over I raised to 2507. Step 2. Distribute the exponent. Step 3. Simplify. Step 4. Divide the power of I by 4, but keep the remainder. Step 5. Divide the value of I using the cycle of the powers of I. Step 6. Rationalize. Step 7. Print the simplified expression. And now to use the flowchart. We firstly input the quantity of 1 over I raised to 2507. Then we distribute the exponent. Then we simplify. Then we divide the power of I by 4 with remainder. Then we get the value of I from the cycle of powers of I. Then we rationalize. Then we print the simplified expression. Then lastly, we move to the last number, which is number 5. Find the length of a mirror with an area of 27 square root of 5 square feet and a width of 2 square root of 3 feet. Here, we have our IPO chart. And for the input, we have the area, which is equal to 27 square root of 5 square feet, and the width which is equal to 2 square root of 3 feet. In order to solve this problem, we are to get the formula for the area of a rectangle, which is area is equal to length times width. Then afterwards, we are to derive the formula. Since the unknown is the length, we are to derive the length. Afterwards, let us substitute the values. Then we are to rationalize the denominator by multiplying both sides by the square root of 3. Then we simplify, thus getting an answer of length is equal to the quantity of 9 square root of 15 over 2 feet. Next, we have the algorithm for number 5. Step 1. Input the area and the width. Step 2. Derive the length from the formula for the area of the rectangle. Step 3. Apply the derived formula. Step 4. Rationalize the answer from the derived formula. Step 5. Simplify the rationalized answer. Step 6. Print the length. And now, this is a flowchart. Step 1. Input the area and the width. Then, we derive the length from the formula for the area of the rectangle. Then, we apply the derived formula. Then, we rationalize the answer. Then, we simplify. And then, we print the length. And thus ends my presentation. Thank you for your time to listen to my presentation.